People are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Over. Cast your mind back to our first ever series, back in the old days when Lee Hurst was a TV regular on Crime Watch. When David Gower was just a humble earl. When Gary Lineker was just a twinkle in an ad man's eye. And Rory was a bearded fat bloke. Forgotten already? Then sit back and enjoy all the best bits packed into 1.5 hour. David's team goes first. Your goal comes from the World Cup in '94, Nigeria versus Greece.
And he's got a free man to his right as well, and a chance here for Nigeria to take the lead. And they have. George, Finidi George, that's a great goal.
That guy, his name's different depending on what part of the world he's playing in. If he's playing in Europe... No, seriously, if he's playing in Europe...
It's the same with Lord Lucan, isn't it?
Yeah. If he's playing in Europe, he's Finidi George, but if he's playing on another continent, he's known as George Finidi.
Why is that?
Well, because that's just the way it is. He's not sure what to do.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
John Watson tells it that's the way it is. Why the trouble in Bosnia? Well, that's the way it is.
Do you have problems normally remembering these names?
Well, I tend to sort of practice them in bed the night before the game.
Doesn't that bother your wife, you shout out?
She's not always there on a Friday.
Let's get this right. You're in a hotel room on a Friday night on your own and you're shouting out men's names. Have the papers got hold of this yet, John? You know?
Well, possibly, but...
That's the way it is.
I just try and...
Do you feel at all inclined to answer the question?
The Greek manager had insulted the African players about 2 days before the game, I think, and the Nigerians decided if they scored, they would make an insulting gesture in their celebrations as a sort of, you know, to kind of...
To piss them off.
Well, the Greek manager, yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, yeah. Finidi George was showing what he would like to do to the Greek manager. He's apparently a great bloke, but you can never get him in the bath at full time. Right, Gary's team, a bit of scintillating FA Cup action for you, in which lowly Kingstonian take on mighty Peterborough.
Hit the ball in from the free kick, and Vines gets up, and there's the header, and it's in!
Any ideas?
Not many.
I wasn't talking generally.
Is it what Finidi George does when he's offered a biscuit? Does he lie down to have his tummy tickled?
It looked like some sort of dead insect. Was it Graham Kelly?
I think what Gary was going to say there was... Well, I thought what Gary was going to say was that the lad there, you know, he kept his eyes closed. That's a problem. He's gone up for a header. Seriously, he's gone up for a header and he's kept his eyes closed, which is bad technique in anybody's book.
Is it a dying beetle? Is it a John Lennon dance or something?
Rory McGrath, the people's friend. No ideas?
No.
I'm going to give you 1 point for knowing that it was the dying something.
John, I think knows.
I think what happened was the goal scorer there's a guy called Andy Russell, and...
he was rustling, weren't he?
That particular week, I saw him a couple of times. Once was in a betting shop, and the other time was in a nightclub in Kingston, near the ground, and there was a dance going around at the time called the Dying Crab. And he said, if I score on Saturday against Peterborough, I'm going to do the Dying Crab.
And let's face it, if you want something dying on you, it's better to have crabs die than insects, isn't it?
That's fantastically accurate. That's exactly what it was.
Nick, we haven't got a chance tonight, have we?
I don't know, you can tape his mouth up. Yeah, that's entirely correct. So you get another 2 points there, because I've already given them one.
Have you got any questions where John Watson's commentary's not on them?
It's a disease with you, John, isn't it? Anorexia nervosa.
David's team, your goal has all the magic of the FA Cup, second round, as Aylesbury United put one past the mighty Kingstonian in 1994.
So still we await the first goal then in this second round tie as Alsbury United come forward once more. Drops nicely for Hercules, and Cliff Hercules has got it.
It's a new celebration dance, isn't it? The second tired of doing the lamb badder, so they fancy doing the Douglas badder.
So, off to a fairly sound start there, slagging off one of our great war heroes. You're Scottish,
Not in Dresden, he wasn't.
Is it that there's normally a hole in that part of the pitch? And unbeknown to them, the night before, it had been filled in. Yeah, it's Alsbury, right? And their nickname, I'm just guessing here, is probably Ducks, right?
Yeah,
and so what they do, you see, because like ducks, you see, when the mother leads the young, and they all follow behind, right? So that's what they were doing, they were copying ducks, you see.
Well, tragically, that's absolutely correct, so 3 points through. It was indeed Aylesbury living up to their nickname, the Ducks, by waddling. Their next celebration was even more elaborate. Apparently, they basted each other with honey and hung by their arses in the window of a Chinese restaurant. Name names, please.
I can't remember her name, but I've been out with her. I know that.
So it could be anybody then.
It's the pretty one from Prisoner of Cell Block 8. No, seriously, it's Sally Gunnell.
And I think
Which part? Which part?
Which part?
All of it. You should know, Rod. She's a close. She's a close. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce Roger Black's retirement from the British Olympic team. I'll give you 1 point for Sally Gunnell.
The chin, Gary.
Gaz's chin.
Gaz's chin. Yeah.
Well, the hair's a tennis player. It's either Steffi Graf, Andre Agassi or Bjorn Borg.
Yeah. We'll go for those three.
Let's go for Agassi. Maybe.
You're the captain.
Yeah,
Agassi.
Agassi is the correct answer.
Yes!
Well done. Andre Agassi's hair. Obviously, we had to get that out of the plug hole. Let's spin it up and have a look. Andre Agassi, Sally Gunnell, and Henry Cooper. Henry Cooper is now 61, so obviously he's just been offered a 6-fight deal with Sky. David's team unstitched this monstrosity.
I can offer you something for the top half. That was Graham Gooch's first attempt at a hair transplant.
I think the bottom, the jaw, that's the construction worker from the Village People.
What's his name?
I just think it's Vinny. It's Vinnie Jones. First thing in the morning, looks like.
Have you seen Vinnie Jones first thing in the morning then, John? Something you want to tell us about?
The moustache, is that Merv? Must be Merv Hughes.
That's right.
Right,
Merv Hughes.
Red Rum, the horse.
Yeah.
Red Rum.
That's right. Well, let's split them up. You've got all 3 of those.
Have we?
Yes.
Blimey.
Vinnie
Jones actually once attacked you, didn't he?
Well, he threw toast at me, yeah.
But it was in the toaster at the time, wasn't it?
When was this?
It was when he got in trouble for biting that press geezer's nose off. I think the next morning at breakfast he was throwing toast around the room, threw it at me.
God, he's hard, isn't he?
He's up. And he called me big ears.
It's Deirdre Barlow.
I think it's Prince William's first night at Eton.
I think it looks like the Milky Bar kid just after a good kick in the knackers.
I think we'll have to take a word for that.
Whereabouts in...
I think the hair might be Stephen Hendry.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's Stephen Hendry's hair.
Navratilova's
Eyes.
I think the mouse is Princess Diana.
She's not a sports person.
She's
a good sport.
OK, let's just see how that works and split the face up. Stephen Hendry.
It's lipstick.
Stephen Hendry here of the fantastic complexion. The only man with a face that comes with free garlic bread. So he was on top. He was on top of Martina, and Martina was on top of Fatima Whitbread in her dreams, obviously. Gary's team, we take you back to the 1991 Cup final and a moment of touching intimacy before the game when the Prince and Princess of Wales were introduced to Nottingham Forest and their manager, the great Brian Clough.
Let me say, what do you do? Oh, you're a footballer. Very, very interesting. And what do you do? Oh, you're a footballer. And what do you... Oh, you're a footballer. What a coincidence. I was just talking to a footballer.
Had you too. Do you want to score this afternoon, big boy?
Have you been drinking, sir?
Hey, you cheeky young man. With those ears, I thought you were the FA Cup.
I'm terribly sorry, I haven't got £400,000 in a brown paper bag.
Hey, I didn't say a bung, I said a bonk.
Oh, very well, then.
Hey, young man, don't walk away when I'm talking to you.
I don't know what he's been drinking. It doesn't smell like Carling.
That made me all nostalgic. It's so unusual to see the two of them together. And what a lovely pair of legs they are. I think there's a 90% chance of that one getting cut. David's team, your clip comes from the luge event at the Winter Olympics and features the British entry.
Right, now then, Bob, a couple of things before you go down. First, as you're British, I'd like to wish you luck. You're doing this for England. And the second thing is, I've been sleeping with your wife.
You bastard! Oh, forget it. Put it out of your mind. You're a professional. Concentrate on the job in hand. Just concentrate on the job.
Who's a wife, Bob?
I'll have you and all. Am I the only one? Am I the only person who didn't know about me coach and me wife?
I know. We know.
Do you?
I know as well.
Oh, I don't believe it. Look, I know I couldn't satisfy her. You know, I work in cold conditions. It has an effect on a man, you know. This wind rushing between your legs. I phoned Claire Rayner. She couldn't help me. She said, try wings. But I said I might take off. I want the first ski lift back up. I'm going to have him.
We're looking into the background of the luge. It's a sort of feet-first one-man bobsleigh covering 1,000 metres at a speed of 85 miles an hour. I'm just going to read you Rule 9 from the official luge rules, right? And this is absolutely genuine. Substitution is not permitted once the race is in progress. Which romantic fool is this?
On our wedding night, I was glued to the TV. I sat, riveted, on the end of the bed, on the first night of our honeymoon, watching my £700 disappear as Costa Rica beat Scotland.
Bruce Grobbelaar.
Well, let's work it out logically. It's 1990, so he must have got married in 1990, so George Best must be a good guess, because he gets married most years.
Glued to the TV, riveted to the bed.
Yeah.
Is it cliche, man? You know, involved cliche, man. Does a lot of books.
No, he said he's Scottish. It's Mac Cliche Man.
Of course.
It sounds more like a second marriage to me.
Yes.
How would you know?
Well, I didn't do that on my first marriage night, I tell you.
What did you do? What did you do on your first...
And last, I hasten to mention.
Yeah. Your first honeymoon night, how did it go for you?
Very well,
Did you have a test match on or something like that? There's plenty of time between the action in a test match.
I was playing at the time.
Playing at the time? Yes.
What, in your bedroom? Did you go, how was that?
Got caught out behind.
She said that's out.
Yes, yeah.
You shout that.
Stumped.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Sorry.
Leg over before wicket. Well, we've done all
You shout that.
Wait a minute. There are 10 ways of getting out of cricket. They all have a sexual connotation.
This is the sort of conversation you usually have after the show. There's actually a question to answer.
Oh, right. Well, it's obviously Graham Souness.
That's all right, so I'll hand it over to Gary's team.
Tessa, you said Linford Christie, didn't you? But that was about something entirely different.
That's your chance gone. That was, in fact, Paul Merson from his book Rock Bottom. Very easy to read, 40 lines a page, and that was what he was on when he wrote it. OK, Gary's team, whose purple prose is this?
Lush said he was very unhappy with me. Stuart wanted to know why I had done it. Graham said he was very disappointed. And Lammy was turned to the wall, trying hard not to wet himself.
I think we're talking about someone who's probably a sort of bit of a laid-back ex-public school smoothie, champagne drinker, probably wears a silver acrylic wig.
Probably got
Phil Tufnell for a minute. Yes, it was indeed our very own Red Baron.
Can you explain that? I'm lost.
This?
Sorry?
You wrote this? And you didn't even know? You could have jumped in, we could have scored some points, you fool!
Why was Lammy trying hard not to wet himself?
Well, everybody does. Is this you in the play? To be quite honest, Rory, I'm struggling right now.
It was, in fact, our very own Red Baron, David Gower, no less, from his autobiography entitled Gower, the Autobiography. He was writing about the occasion in 1991 when he incurred the wrath of the England selectors for buzzing an England match on the Gold Coast in a vintage Tiger Moth while sipping champagne. Life's been a bitch for you, hasn't it, David?
You obviously haven't read the book, have you? You just sort of got someone to take
that. Very much doubt you've read it, mate. The one I've got signed by the author, and it says best wishes to... what's his name? Martin Johnson. I should actually say that David Gower is a man who had an unblemished record as England captain against the West Indies. Played 10, lost 10. Actually, and to be fair, I'll
no, you don't, leave him alone.
No, I'll read you this.
No, leave
I'm going to read you this, David. Enigmatic, awe-inspiring, some say almost beautiful, Gower has an indefinable magic that millions will always treasure. Do you know where that comes from?
It's a letter from my mother, I think.
No. No, that's from the Welsh Tourist Board's Visitor's Guide to the Gower Peninsula. Can we have our first mystery sportsman, please? Stand in the middle there. OK, gentlemen, your 90 seconds start now.
It's Lee Hurst. Hang on, hold it. Lee, this way.
Hey? It's Donald Duck.
Was it jockey?
It's a jockey.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, but I mean, well, it could have been a greyhound jockey. Or is a greyhound jockey. What's your dog that you ride?
Oh, Rory, it's be a date, mate.
Sorry, excuse me, I have to do this. I'm sorry. I haven't got any sugar, I'm sorry.
Hang on, Dave. He's three-dimensional, so he's not a flat jockey.
Well, how many jockeys do you know, Lee? Hang on,
he's
I'll give you a clue. He's never been in trouble with the Inland Revenue. Time's running out.
Well, I'd say it's
10.
Walter Swinburne. How many jockeys do you know?
He's young. He's young.
5, 4.
He's got. Yeah.
Third nuts. Please lift off your blindfolds.
Oh, I can't get.
Yes, indeed. Willie Carlson. Thanks very much, Willie.
I just hope it's Sharon Davis.
Can we have our next mystery personality, please? OK, your 90 seconds starts now.
It's not Sharon Davis. It's huge. It's my overdraft. Oh my God! He's chewing a squirrel.
I'll give you a clue. He's not a jockey.
Dear, oh dear, nice tit. Is it?
Okay.
It's somebody. Is it somebody giant?
It's not Gather, is it?
No, it's not Gather. No,
It's is it one of those? It must be a wrestler.
Actually, I'm feeling strangely drawn to you now.
John.
Not really.
Gary, you there? Is it that? It sounds a bit corny, but giant haystacks.
Is it the world applause champion?
OK, your 90 seconds start now.
Oh dear.
I'll give you a clue, he's bigger than you think.
Who's that?
Lee, where are you, mate?
Is the world's four-armed man? Is it? What? How many people we got here?
Hang on.
More than one.
More than one? I normally pay. We've got a bloody team to pick out.
How many?
Have you found any implements yet, Dave? What have you got?
Three.
Hang on,
Hang on, how many have you got? I've only got three.
Hang on, I've got one. You got three?
Is it?
Four. They've got studs on. They've got studs on, so...
It feels like a West Indian slipcordon, actually. You've taught me, you've taught me.
It's got to be rugby.
It must be the England pack or something like that.
Hey, no, shut up, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that.
How many you got? How many you got?
10 seconds left.
I've no idea.
Oh, come on, give us a break.
Well, they're all different here. It's not fair.
They should be moving a little bit, maybe that might help quickly. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds.
What are you giving?
Let's have a look.
Give us a clue.
Lee, your 90 seconds start now.
Golfer, and his first name sounds like stealing stuff, and he's British.
Nick Faldo.
Correct. South African, and then British, then South African woman runner, no shoes. Poor cat.
Solar Bud.
Bloke, his second name sounds like you know, ooh.
Ooh.
And, yeah, and he's...
Tit.
Yeah, his second name, first syllable, the second name, and it's like... it's like, first name is like, right said...
Fred Titmus.
Correct. National Hunt jockey, first name is like the Lionheart.
Richard Dunwoody.
Yeah, oh, he's good, isn't he? Swedish tennis player, you'd wipe your feet on him if you're walking in a house, if there were a couple of them.
Max Melander.
That's it, yes. Austrian skier, and his first name sounds like... It doesn't sound like Frank. What a silly thing to say. But,
Stupid. Well, it's a Frank,
but it's got like at the end like
snoring.
Yeah,
Snorer.
yeah. Frank Snorer. No, he's not. It's like it's a load of noise and like adulation. It's like a thing that opens up in the sea and you eat them. What am I talking about?
We're going to lose this game.
He's an Austrian skier. Do you know him?
Franz Klammer.
Correct. England goalkeeper. The current one. Current one.
David Seaman.
That's it. Yes. His first name is you have it with a burger, but only one, and you say, "I'm complaining about that. I wanted more."
Chip Beck.
Correct.
OK, your 90 seconds start now, Rory.
Tennis player, sounds nasty.
Agassi.
No,
Nastasi.
correct.
Nastasi.
Motor racing driver, mainly scrap metal now. You know, he's lost bits of his body.
Oh, Barry Sheen.
Correct, yeah. Don't know what this bloke does. I think he's a golfer. First name, right said.
Fred. Couples.
Couple, yes, very good. Cricketer, put it in a wine bottle to stop.
Cork. Dominic Cork.
Correct. Swimmer, first name shares with Mottram and Edwards. And it's a crustacean.
Buster Crab.
Buster Crab, yeah. A horse. It seems to be named after a Japanese electronics company.
Oh, it must be Sanyo Music Centre.
Correct. Dutch runner. First name is bottom in American and something else in English.
Fanny.
Blankers-Curly. Scottish golfer, sounds like someone who's in the Desert War.
Colin Montgomery.
Yeah, very good. Somebody called Gubby Allen. Rower, Pinsett, and what's he called?
Steve Redgrave.
Steve Redgrave, yeah. Sailor shares a Christian name with Guevara.
Che
Blythe, correct, yeah. Don't know what this bloke does, but he sounds like an elephant-sized ejaculation.
An excellent effort. And much the best clue given yet. They think it's all over, but it's not, because next week we're doing the best of Series 2. Good night.
Arsenal footballer Ian Wright and American talk show host Joan Rivers join Clive Anderson on BBC1 at 11:45 tonight.